What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Payne. Welcome back to another Street Fighter Duel video. That's right, I'm on my free-to-play account. And the reason why is not to talk about progression, which we'll do later on in terms of where I am, but more about something that a lot of you guys have been asking about, especially as free-to-play, and that is if you go to your guild, there's a specific spot called Guild Shadowlands. Now, this area is extremely important, especially daily, to try to maximize your damage and output as much as you can because the rewards are worth it. Number one, you get a lot of diamonds. Number two, you can get a lot of just useless gear that you can put towards leveling up your current gear that you're using. And then number three, there's also guild tokens that you can use towards the guild shop, which gives you, if you're high enough, the tier engravings, gives you gear options, and also other things that you can buy from there, right? So a lot of people are asking, how do I approach this as a brand new player? So I'm going to show you guys real quick. Now, I haven't, this is my damage here, okay? I haven't shown you guys my progress yet, but I'll just show you where I'm at right now, okay? So I've got 101, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, okay? So I'm just literally sitting at 100. The goal here, guys, with the actual Shadowlands is to have a good combination of AoE and single target damage, especially when you're playing early on. The reason why that matters so much is because when you start off, the opponents are very, very weak, and you want to clear those opponents as quick as you possibly can. So you want to use an AoE that will do that. So my current AoE that I'm using is Poison. It's probably not the best AoE, to be quite honest with you, but it's what I've got. I got Chun-Li recently. Where is she? She's right there. I will probably put her in there as well too to maximize the damage, but I don't have a slot yet for her in terms of my limit break, and I don't want to spend 100 diamonds to put her in. So right now I'm just going to show you guys what I did in my last run, okay? Just so you're aware, this is the team that I set up, okay? And it's not the most optimal team. Again, I'm trying to just use different characters in different scenarios to see how we do, but we still ended up getting second place today. There is the actual team. It's Mad Ryu, Cammy. Cammy again is there for speed, Poison for AoE, and Adon just for extra damage, and he does a counter attack, right? So I'll show you guys how this works out. This is the team setup here. I put AoE for Poison just to start off to clear out some of the trash mobs, single AoE again to clear the trash mobs, and then single for damage. And then when you get to a point where the AoE is not taking care of the opponents quickly enough, you want to start using your single target damage, and that's usually Mad Ryu comes into play, okay? So I'm going to show you guys real quick how this is going to look, okay? So we're going to put those two there, and let's show you guys what the outcome is when you start off. So again, you saw my combo, right? Now the first wave is always going to be the easiest wave to get. So you want to get your super combo up, use that, and as you can see here, it clears out the first trash mobs fairly quickly, especially with her AoE, and you want to essentially spam that as much as you possibly can. Now Chun-Li is really, really good for this, and that's why she'd be way better off than Poison, because Chun-Li will build your super bar really quickly, and you can actually end up killing a lot of the opponents really quick. So this is where now my AoE does not actually help anymore. So where this is where I actually want to start using the regular combos. As you can see, the AoE becomes pretty useless because I'm just not putting out enough damage. And the whole point of here, it's a damage check, right? You want to put as much output on damage as you possibly can. And this time will be better around because actually the first time I did this, I didn't have any gear on Poison. I just went literally gearless on her, as you saw in the beginning of the video. But you can see there that went up a lot more. And there's the damage right there, okay? Now if we look at Chaos's team, Chaos has got it, so he's got actually better units than I do even. But I don't know if he's using Chaos Thief. Shout out to you from the guild. You might not be using the proper setup here. I don't know. Let's see who your team was actually. If I go to leaderboard, yeah. So I mean, he's got a way better setup. And quite honestly, I would remove DJ here and add another DPS to your lineup, and you're golden. You don't need a tank here this early on. Tanks are pretty much going to stunt your DPS check. Okay, and you can see here, there's a lot of people using tanks. So the folks that are using tanks, remove them. Your main goal, again, should be AoE as much as you possibly can. So you start off with Chun-Li here a few times, and then you switch it off to, like, the combo would be Mad Ryu, again, it has an S1, Mad Ryu again, and then Chun-Li. That would be my combo there, and that would probably maximize your damage quite a bit. Now, you don't have an armor break here for Chun-Li's C3, so you might want to consider putting Cammy in if you have her instead of DJ, and add an armor break in there in order to take advantage, or a Guile. Guile, like this right here, where's that Guile team here, should be rocking it, like should be destroying it. So this should be, the combo here would be Guile, Sea Viper, I think she has a C1, I'm pretty sure she has a C1, I could be wrong, maybe she has a C2, that might be the problem here actually, and then C2 here, and then C3 here. Like that should pretty much be the go-to, or even C3 here. Maybe Sea Viper. Let me go back to Sea Viper. I'm gonna go back to, actually I don't have Sea Viper, but I can check the gallery. So let me see if Viper's good for a C1. I haven't used her C1 in a long time, so I don't recall anymore if she has one or not. No, she has a 2. So that's actually a problem because you're using Guile's C1, I think, at this point, which might be the reason why the output on damage isn't that good. Yeah, that's why. So you're using a single target damage. You gotta get that off, bro. Get that. So guys, AoE is your best friend for this. AoE, and bring in 2 good single target damage dealers and you will fly in the damage, okay? And that's what people are asking, like, Payne, what do you use here? If you don't have Bison, again, this is a non-Bison account purposely. I'm not using Bison at all. That's why you want to really maximize your damage with AoE, and don't worry about tanking in the beginning. It's not necessary. Okay, the next thing, guys, I want to cover in the next video is going to be a free-to-play version of what the best units are for the trial. You guys saw my pay-to-win version. As you can see here, I'm ranked like really low. But if you look at the leaderboard, a lot of people here are whales, and this is a whale event by all means, okay? So you can see here, whales, pretty much whales throughout the entire section, whales. So like this is an SSS right here, Cammy, for example, SSS Chun-Li. So you're gonna see a lot of whales. Don't worry about your damage. That's not what you're here for, guys. You're here to collect these and maximize your account. So we'll talk about the progression of my account very soon. I'll put out another video on that, but I really did want to cover Shadowlands for you, just so you guys can see which units are best. Again, remember, AoE from the start up to where you can't one-shot units anymore. Switch it up a little bit to mix up AoE and single target, and then after that, single target the entire way through. Don't even worry about heals. Let your Sakura heal do its job. If you have a better EX that has AoE as well, add that in there too. If for example, if Ken's burn one, put that in there. Another really good unit for this is Dhalsim. Dhalsim's Yoga Flame will destroy things really quickly at the start, but then he tapers off again, right? So make sure you're focusing on a mixed bag of both. All right, guys, this is Payne. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comment section. If you have any units that you have that you like, hey, will these work? Like, give me a combination. Put it in there. Remember, I also put out a really extensive PvE team building guide for all of you guys to look into. Look into that as well too, and you guys can figure out teams from that. There's a lot of knowledge in there that will help you guys produce proper teams that can help you through PvE content. All right, and again, I will show you guys where I'm at in terms of progression today. We're gonna try to aim as far as we can, and I think guys, without Bison, I can still do pretty good. And a lot of people are asking, like, why am I not using Bison? Because most people will. Well, because I have him on my main account, and you guys already know how strong he is. I'm trying to build my own knowledge as well of how good other characters are and how viable teams are outside of using a cheat code like Bison. Because let's be real, everybody can get Bison, but that stunts your growth in terms of how good other tanks are, because Bison literally tanks the game for you. Anyways, this is Payne, guys. Enjoy the video. If you have any questions, let me know, and let's move on to the next one very soon. Take care. Talk to you soon.